Hi, I'm Shauna Fishhaber with VA Disability Group. Today we'll be discussing the additional state benefits available to Massachusetts veterans who have a 100% rating with the VA, as well as a few other benefits that veterans should be aware of. We understand that navigating all the available options can be overwhelming, and we hope this information will help simplify the process and point you in the right direction to take advantage of these benefits. Visit our website where we'll have more detailed information regarding eligibility and application processes. We'll have that link in the description box below. Massachusetts has 2 state veterans' homes. Eligibility is based on clinical need and setting availability. Each state establishes its own eligibility and admission criteria for its homes. Veterans who served 180 days of regular active duty service and were honorably discharged are eligible to receive services at the Soldiers' Home in Holyoke. Veterans who served 90 days of active duty service, at least one day of which was during wartime, and were honorably discharged are also eligible. Veterans who served in wartime and were awarded a Purple Heart or received a service-connected disability can also apply for admission. We recommend that you talk with a VA social worker near you about eligibility requirements and to create a payment plan. Massachusetts has 3 national cemeteries and 2 state cemeteries. National burial benefits include a gravesite in any of the VA national cemeteries with available space, opening and closing of the grave, perpetual care, a government headstone, marker, or medallion, a burial flag, and a presidential memorial certificate at no cost to the family. Burial benefits are available for spouses and dependents as well. Keep in mind that state cemeteries eligibility is similar to national cemeteries, but may include residency requirements. Military pay received by a resident service member for active duty service in a combat zone that is excluded from their federal adjusted gross income tax is also exempt from Massachusetts income tax. Military retired pay is not taxed in Massachusetts. Thrift Savings Plan does not withhold taxes for state or local income tax, but it is reported annually on IRS Form 1099-R. All TSP distributions are subject to state taxes, and early distributions may incur higher taxes. Massachusetts does not tax veteran disability pensions. Disability retirement pay received as a pension, annuity, or similar allowance for personal injury or sickness resulting from active service in the armed forces should not be included on taxable income. Some of the payments which are considered disability benefits include disability compensation and pension payments for disabilities paid to veterans or their families, grants for homes designed for wheelchair living, grants for motor vehicles for veterans who lost their sight or the use of limbs, or benefits under a dependent care assistance program. DIC and survivor pensions paid to a surviving spouse are not taxed in Massachusetts. Disabled veterans may be eligible for a property tax exemption ranging from $400 to $1,500, with some veterans qualifying for a total exemption. A total exemption is given to veterans who are paraplegic or who are service-connected at 100% for blindness. The spouse or surviving spouse of an eligible veteran will receive a total exemption as well. The surviving parents or guardians of a service member who was declared missing in action or presumed dead will receive a total exemption, as will the surviving parents or guardians of a service member or veteran who died from a service-connected cause that it was incurred while the service member was serving on active duty. An exemption of $1,500 is available for veterans who have a permanent and total disability rating from the VA and received specially adapted housing assistance. The spouse or surviving spouse of an eligible veteran can receive this exemption as well. A $1,000 exemption is awarded if the veteran has a 100% disability rating. The spouse or surviving spouse of an eligible veteran can also receive this exemption. To qualify, all veterans must be at least 10% disabled according to the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs and be legal residents of Massachusetts. Additionally, they must occupy the property as their domicile on July 1st in the year of application. The veteran must have lived in Massachusetts for at least 6 months prior to entering service or for 5 years consecutive immediately following the filing of the tax exemption. Annual refiling is often required, and you should consult your local tax assessor's office for more detailed requirements regarding these exemptions. Disability veterans plates are issued only to qualified Massachusetts resident veterans who meet the following 3 conditions. You must qualify for permanent disabled parking privileges and have a minimum of a 60% service-connected disability rating. One or a combination of your service-connected disabilities must be conditions that affect ambulation and would qualify for disabled parking privileges. Conditions that do not affect ambulation may not be considered for this condition. Approval for this plate means that you meet the eligibility standards for an exemption from the motor vehicle's excise tax. You do not need to register your vehicle with the disabled veteran plates to be eligible for the excise tax exemption. If you choose not to register your vehicle with the disabled veteran's plates and are only applying for the approval letter for excise, you must still meet all listed requirements for disabled veterans' plates. Veterans who are approved for a disabled veteran plate by RMV Medical Affairs are exempt from paying certain registration and driver's license fees. Disabled veterans do not need to pay a registration fee for one-passenger vehicle or pickup trucks. The vehicle must be owned by the veteran and used for non-commercial purposes. If the veteran owns additional vehicles, registration fees must be paid for them. Disabled veterans do not need to pay fees for driver's license transactions. Disabled veterans do not need to pay excise tax for one-passenger vehicle or pickup truck. The vehicle must be owned by the veteran and used for non-commercial purposes. Application of the excise tax exemption must be made to the Board of Assessors of the city or town where the vehicle is registered. If the veteran owns additional vehicles, excise tax must be paid for them. Lastly, disabled veterans do not need to pay sales tax for one-passenger vehicle or pickup truck. The vehicle must be owned by the veteran and used for non-commercial purposes. A $2,000 annuity is given twice a year on August 1st and February 1st in 2 $1,000 payments. This benefit is for 100% disabled veterans and their spouses, Gold Star parents, and unmarried surviving spouses. If you're an eligible family member who lost a loved one to COVID-19 at a Commonwealth soldier's home, you can apply for a survivor annuity benefit. Reach out to your local VSO for help with the application. In Massachusetts, veterans who lived in the state before joining the military may receive a bonus. They must have lived in Massachusetts for at least 6 months before entering the military, and they must have served during a wartime period or participated in combat operations. If a veteran passes away, their spouse, children, parents, siblings, or other dependents may be eligible for the bonus, in that order. There are different types of bonuses available depending on the veteran's service. They are the Welcome Home Veterans Bonus for post 9/11 service members, the Persian Gulf War Veterans Bonus, the Vietnam Conflict, World War II, and Korean War Veterans Bonus, the Armed Forces Expeditionary Medal Bonus for service between 1976 and 2001, and the Massachusetts COVID-19 bonus for Massachusetts National Guard. It's important to note that students from out of state who attend school in Massachusetts and active duty military personnel from out of state are not considered Massachusetts residents for this bonus. If a member of the Massachusetts National Guard passes away due to injury, sickness, or disease while on duty, as ordered by Titles 10 and 32 of the U.S. Code, and if the death wasn't the member's fault, a $100,000 payment will be given to the surviving spouse or dependents. Massachusetts veterans facing financial difficulties may be eligible to receive financial assistance. Benefits under this program include daily living expenses, medical costs, rent assistance, support of dependents, and prevention of veteran homelessness. You can call your local VSO in your town or city to discuss and apply for these benefits. Massachusetts veterans and qualifying dependents are entitled to veterans preference in civil service employment. If you received 70 points and above on an open competitive exam, you could receive absolute veterans preference, which means you will be placed at the head of the eligibility list. Job listings include those for police and firefighter positions. Those eligible for absolute preference are ranked in the following order: disabled veterans, followed by all other veterans, then spouse, and single parents of a veteran who died in combat or from service-connected cause. All eligible veterans have 2 points added to their scores for promotional exams. There is no exam required for labor service positions. Veterans, whether disabled or not, are placed at the top of the eligibility list. Spouses and single parents of veterans are placed below veterans, but above all other applicants. Massachusetts provides funding to nonprofit organizations that provide housing to eligible veterans. Services include emergency homeless shelters, group residencies, and single-room occupancy housing quarters. There are many locations throughout the state. Housing services are provided for male and female veterans. All residences maintain a sober, drug-free environment. Massachusetts offers a wide variety of educational benefits to resident veterans and their dependents. It is important to note that state educational benefits can often be used in conjunction with the national educational benefits, such as the DEA program. If you're interested in learning more about the DEA program, check out our national benefits video. A tuition waiver is available for all Massachusetts veterans to attend any state-supported course in an undergraduate program offered by a public college or university. Veterans will be eligible on a space-available basis for a waiver of full or partial tuition. To be eligible, a veteran must also be a legal resident of Massachusetts and must not be in default on any federal student loans. Contact your local veterans representative at the college or university for details. The Massachusetts National Guard Education Assistance Program provides a 100% tuition and fee waiver for National Guard members attending a state college, university, or community college program. Generally, these state-supported programs are offered during the day as part of a degree program. Your assistance can continue if you are in good standing academically and until you have reached 130 semester hours. You should contact the college or university veterans representative for details about this program. Scholarships will be awarded to the children of eligible veterans for undergraduate studies at an institution of higher education in the Commonwealth. Children of a POW or a service member designated as missing in action in Southeast Asia are eligible. The service dates must be between February 1st, 1955, the termination of the Vietnam campaign. Children of veterans whose service was credited to the Commonwealth and who were killed in action or otherwise died because of such service would also qualify. You should contact the Massachusetts Department of Higher Education Office of Student Financial Assistance for more information. The Massachusetts Soldiers Legacy Fund provides funds for current and future college or university students whose parents were killed on deployment during Operations Enduring Freedom or Iraqi Freedom. Contact the Massachusetts Soldiers Legacy Fund for more information about application processes. The Commonwealth September 11, 2001 Tragedy Tuition Waiver Program provides a 100% tuition waiver to Massachusetts children and widow spouses who were directly affected by September 11th events. Qualifying dependents can attend any state-supported course or program offered by a Massachusetts public college or university. To be eligible, a student must be the spouse or child of a resident of Massachusetts who died or is missing and officially presumed dead as a direct result of the acts of terrorism that occurred in the United States on September 11, 2001. The student must submit the following documents to the institution: copy of the student's legal birth certificate, a death certificate for the spouse, parent, or legal guardian, or other official documentation of death, proof that the death is connected to the terrorism that occurred on September 11th, and lastly, the student must file a FAFSA application for the current year. Contact the financial aid office at the public college or university you are attending or plan to attend for application requirements. The Veterans Upward Bound program is a free federal pre-college program designed to motivate and assist veterans who wish to attend a program of post-secondary study. This can include, but is not limited to, vocational schooling, licensures, certificates, certifications, or to obtain an associate or bachelor's degree program at any institution of your choice. VUB provides veterans with wraparound services that are tailored to individual veterans' needs. You can receive academic support ranging from exam prep to tutoring. You can also receive assistance with educational planning, financial aid, counseling, and application assistance. VUB services extend to student success tools like time management and note-taking, and personal development. We will have contact information for Veterans Upward Bound on our website. Active duty, non-resident military personnel stationed in Massachusetts can get hunting and fishing licenses for the resident rate. Licenses are free to anglers and hunters with certain disabilities. This is not specifically for disabled veterans. However, this is an available option if you meet certain criteria. If it's your first license, you need to apply to get a free license. If you are blind, have an intellectual disability, or have paraplegia and are applying for a license for the first time, you will need to fill out an application for the free license. Additionally, you will need to submit a copy of a certificate of blindness issued by the Massachusetts Commission for the Blind, or have your doctor sign a form clarifying that you have an intellectual disability or paraplegia. Mail the documents to the Massachusetts Division of Fisheries and Wildlife in Boston. Your license will be mailed to you. After you have applied for the first time, you'll be able to renew and print your license online without submitting another form. Day use parking fees are waived for vehicles bearing a disabled veteran license plate from any state. This waiver does not apply to camping fees. Thank you for joining me to discuss the ancillary benefits for disabled Massachusetts veterans. Check the description box below for a link to the Massachusetts State Benefits page on our website. While you're there, take a look around to see the other resources we have available. Like this video if it was helpful. Leave a comment if you have any questions, and let us know what other content you would like to see from us in the future. Thanks. Have a good one.